Are you a badass? Really? Do you think you're a badass? Because the woman I'm interviewing today is a badass. If you want to feel more confident in building your business, more productive during your week, understand how to create automated funnels that make money while you're doing other super important jobs in your business, and also work from home so that you can spend more time with your loved ones, then today's episode is for you. The lady I'm interviewing today is called Pam, and she is a badass. I dare you to check it out. Wouldn't you love to build a business you can run from anywhere in the world, whether that be your kitchen table or a beach in Fiji? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Your Lifestyle Business, the show where I bring you into my life as a traveling entrepreneur and along with some of my awesome guests, give you tips and strategies for building your own freedom business. Welcome to the show. Let's make it happen. And we're live. Blast off. Boof. All right. Hello, ladies and gents. How are you doing? This is Jo here from Your Lifestyle Business, and I am joined today by the very lovely Pam Vincent from Dare to Be a Badass. That is Pam's brand name. Pam, where are you right now in the world?
I am in Eagle Creek, Oregon, little tiny logging community.
Oh, fantastic. I tell you, we were talking about Tennessee last night. I was with some friends who are locked down here in Phuket, and we were actually talking about Tennessee, and I was asking them all the questions like, you know, is it like, it's so stupid and naive to ask, is it like what it is on the movies, you know? And now I'm imagining a logging community from movies that I've seen. Is it?
Yes. Well, they do film a lot of the movies around here. We're out here in the country. Yes. I'm trying to think. The Kevin Costner movie, The Postman, that was filmed just upriver here. Leverage is filmed here. The Librarian is filmed right here in town. And it's because, honestly, country people, when all Hollywood brings in their lighting and everything, we don't care. Nobody bothers them.
You just go about your daily business. Yeah.
Yes. I know they're always stopping me, asking me, is there a Starbucks around here? And I'm like, you're in the country. There's no Starbucks here.
I love it. So you don't have Starbucks in your little logging town. That's
terrible.
No, my goodness.
No, you have to drive into the bigger town to get Starbucks. Otherwise, we have 3 little carts that we can go to.
Fantastic.
The one I like is at the feed store just up the road.
I love it. One of these days, we're doing a road trip around the US, and we'll come visit. Anyway, let's get straight into the content. So, Pam, tell us a little bit about your. I hope people can see Pam okay. It's a little bit fuzzy on my screen, but listen up to what Pam's about to talk about, because I think we've got a really good episode coming for you today. So, Pam, get my teeth in. Talk to us a bit about Dare to Be a Badass and what your business is about.
Dare to Be a Badass is it's a way for me to help equip women to build their businesses from concepts to profits. Part of the reason that I started this business is that for years, I have 20 years on an alternative junior high and high school that I built. And so I'm really passionate about families. I'm passionate about teens in particular. And because of that, I felt like part of the problems were that households need 2 incomes to survive anymore. And people are away from home because with COVID, everything has changed and they're beginning to see what it's like to be at home again. But I felt like if I could work with women to build their ideas and build a business from home, which I've done successfully for over 20 years, then they could be at home running their business, earning an income, and keeping an eye on those teens that need one eye on them at all times, just to help direct them into the world changers that they need to be. So I started helping them build these businesses, and what I discovered was that not only did they not know what they wanted to do or how to do it, but they didn't have the courage to try it. And so part of what you see on Dare to Be a Badass is that I'm like the how-to person, how to build courage, how to find your passion, how to find your own personal gifting and skills and then turn that into a business that's based from home. I'm totally opposite from you. You build businesses so you can go anywhere in the world, and I teach women how to build their businesses and stay home. So that so that way then they can, for some women, $200 makes all the difference in the world for them staying home. Some women need to make $2,000 a month. And so I work with them where they are at with their ideas and turn that into a business to suit their financial needs. And then also help them with some of their parenting ideas about teens. So
Fantastic. So what I like about that is that because when we first started speaking some months ago, you were not sure which direction you wanted to go in. You had all this experience because I originally spoke to you, I think, because I'd gone through your Facebook profile and found your teen page. What was that called again? Your teen Facebook page?
Between a Rock and a Teenager.
That's right, Between a Rock and a Teenager. And as somebody with a 13 who's about to turn 14-year-old, I loved it. I mean, I was instantly drawn into that. And for me, that was, I was, oh, wow, this is awesome. There's some great stuff on here about how to deal with teenagers, blah, blah, blah. And so we started speaking. And I kept nagging you and saying, no, Pam, you can't go and do your education side and help people with teenagers and do Dare to be a Badass. You got to pick one. But what I like about what you're saying there is you've kind of merged them a little bit there, haven't you?
Yes.
You've taken the teen thing and you said, well, look, I'm actually going to, what I like about that, Pam, is you've really specified your target market. So for instance, I am a prime target market for you because I am somebody who wants to build a business from home or while on the move, either way. And I have a teenager. So now your target market is nice and narrow in that you are specifically going for women who have teenagers and want to build a business at home. That's nice. That's very specific. I like that. How did the mindset go in order for you to come to that conclusion and decide that's how you were going to kind of merge the businesses?
Based on our conversation that we had, and you kept saying focus, 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 I kept putting down the pros and cons. Okay, what do I want to do? Which one comes more natural to me? And I couldn't let go of the teens because that's just a passion for me. I see them as world changers. But I also realized that it was their moms and their dads that needed to be involved with helping them do that. So I ended up thinking that if I can't address the teens until I get to the parents. So, and their biggest problem is finances, confidence, and finances. And so I built Dare to be a Badass to build those two things for them. And then on the tab, I tucked in their parenting, and all that teen counseling is underneath parenting now. So it reads like all the blog issues and stuff, the books that I've written about teens are there on that tab. And then the way that I'm monetizing that is I'm doing the workshops. The ones that I do with women one-on-one. Wednesdays, I see clients every hour, helping them with their businesses. And they're great fodder for me to be able to create a workshop that they can plug into at any time. So it's online, it's on demand. And then the books that I've written are geared towards teens, but teens don't buy books, so their parents buy them for them. And I'm finding that the teens are coming to the workshops for the parents.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that doesn't surprise me. Yeah. My 13 going on 14-year-old, she counsels me more than the other way around these days. So it doesn't surprise me they're coming to the workshops.
It's true. I find that they are wanting to start businesses. And particularly with COVID going on right now, our kids haven't been in school around here since March. And so they know that's what I do. And they started IMing me saying, I want to start a business that starts like this. How do I do it? So I've been taking them through branding and marketing and setting up the whole process so that they can let everybody in the community know what they're doing. And then also getting a chance to work with them on getting a traditional job if they want, how to do a resume right, how to go scope out the job industry so that they know what it is that they're looking for. And I started doing a few of those things, and then their moms started saying, I didn't know this stuff. I need to be reading this. I need to be at your workshop. So it's kind of dovetailed on its own.
Yeah.
All this time when I was trying to focus. It worked itself out.
It's amazing how opportunities show themselves when you're actually taking action. That's the key, I think. So just to summarize then, so Dare to be a Badass as a brand, Pam, you are, you're obviously building your audience through your posts, your Facebook posts, etc., on different ways for women to become more confident in building a business, on how to, manage their home life, obviously, with their teenagers, different tips on building businesses. Plus, you're writing books. Plus, you're doing online workshops. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And you've got a little bit of merch. Yeah. On your site. Oh, you've just become really clear. I can see your face.
Oh.
Beautifully. Yeah, there you are. Lovely.
Hey.
Plus, you've got a bit of merch on your site as well. Merchandise, T-shirts and stuff. Do you have on your site?
You know what? I did have merchandise on there, and after we talked about focusing, I decided I did not want to be a T-shirt seller. I didn't want to do all of those things. I do have the novelty cups because I like that, and I'll probably throw a couple of other little things like that on there. But I just didn't want to be a clothing store. That was what happened when you said, when we talked about focus, and I walked away at Christmas time and thought, okay, what do you really want to do? And I had somebody order the Badass workout pants, and it never came to them. And then I felt horrible about that because they had ordered it in hopes in time for Christmas, and I didn't want to be a part of that. So I sat down and listed, what do I really want to do? Well, what I love doing is writing. I love seeing other people be successful writing. And I'm publishing out there in a lot of online magazines. And that's another way to drive that traffic back to me, because I will only do it if I can't get paid for it. I will only do it for a bio and link them back to my site.
Yeah.
And that's been... So that's kind of all of it kind of somewhat coming together. The only problem that I see that I'm having at the moment is that I'm really good with my clients. That's like the good news, bad news. And I work myself out of a job.
Okay. Yeah. Because they get so successful so quickly. But that's awesome, though. That is brilliant, because they then become your testimonials. Remember, people want results, right? So those people that are going on and becoming so successful, they're your marketing arm. They're your content. You want to get them to be doing little videos for you and, record some of your coaching calls with them and use that as content, because the more other people see that, then the more they will want to come on and work with you. Because if they can see that you're actually getting the results, that's huge. From my experience in this business, having done a lot of one-to-many coaching, that's what I do. I don't really do one-to-one. I do the one-to-many. The amount of people that actually go out and take action on what you tell them to do and then go out and actually succeed is quite small. So those people that do that and they take the action, gosh, you grab those with every might you have and say, awesome, please can we do a coaching call where I'm going to record it and use it as content? Can we do a 10-minute chat on a live or something and talk about your struggles or your successes or the things that really helped you? It's not overt selling or overt promotion. It's you having a real life chat with somebody who's become successful and just saying, okay, let's go through some of the things that worked, some of the things that didn't work. What were some of the things that I told you that really helped you, that, were real sort of breakthrough moments for you? That's great content. And you put that on your Facebook page, and then you put a link underneath and you say, hey, if you'd like to do one-to-one coaching, this is what you can expect. Give us a call here. And that's going to be great content for you to start to pull other people into your business. Does that make sense?
Yes. In fact, I think it's a great idea. my brain is already going 100 miles an hour, how I'm going to make that all happen.
I love you, Pam. I love you. The reason I wanted to speak to you today is because you are just a consummate action taker. I love it. I love people who just go out there and just make things happen. It's awesome. And you're constantly making things happen. So, so what would you say is one of the things, Pam, that is holding people back from building their businesses? I'm so sorry to do this right in the middle of a live, but I've just realised that I've got my power plugged into my computer and not to the wall. So I'm just going to dip my head as I put this in the wall. But while I'm doing that, can you just talk us through, with your clients, when you're talking to these ladies, what would you say is one of the biggest things that really holds people back? One of the things that you have to work quite hard at to help them break through to start to build their businesses and become more successful or financially free, if you like.
Okay, one level of clients that I work with that I think has the worst problem is that they've been employees for so long that they are afraid to make the jump into being an entrepreneur. I have to show them the math of what they're making currently, what they could do if they changed into working for themselves. When they see that, they're a little bit more, more on board. They understand that better. And then it is just teaching them the organization of what it is they are already doing most of the time and putting it into a business, branding themselves, and then making it using the marketing that I suggest with them. I will tell you that the ones that listen to me exactly are the ones that are successful quickly and the most successful. The ones that think they kind of step in a little bit and then step away, those are the ones that can take a year, 2 years to be successful, or they just drop out altogether.
Yeah.
And it's hard to chase them. The other ones that I do a lot with people who do inspirational speaking of some sort. And they are thinking they're going into a place where they're going to make, $1,000 to speak. And you just don't start at that level. I explained to them, you're going to get invited to these moms' teas and you're going to make $50. And so your problem is that you need to be selling in the back of the room. And so I usually end up spending 7, 8, 9 months with them to write a book about what it is that they're talking about so that they can work for $50 for speaking, but sell $400 or $500 in the back of the room.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's been very successful for them. I have one that just now recently picked up 17 speaking. She's on, she's been hired to do these, and then COVID hit. And so I've been teaching her how to do Facebook Lives to keep her audience following her. So it's so crazy. I'm so good with everybody else. And it was myself that was so, I think maybe sometimes you know too much and you're your own worst enemy. And until that day that you said to me, focus, drop these other things and focus. Then I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I would be telling my clients.
Yeah. We all suffer from that, Pam. We really do. I was out with a good friend of mine, Dan, yesterday, and we were having the exact same conversation about how we know so much stuff, but it's so much easier to tell somebody else how to do something than actually do it ourselves.
Yes. One of the things that really changed my thinking the most about my one-on-one clients was that part of the 100-day challenge that you did.
Yeah.
Where you said to write down the money you want to make and how you're going to make it. So I put dollar amounts to everything. And I realized there is no way I can make what I want to make doing one-on-one coaching, which is what led me into doing the workshops online. And they're on demand. They can buy them, do them whenever they want. So what I do now is I'm doing a free one on Facebook or Zoom, and then say, okay, now the next level, here, go look here, go get these. And that is working really well right now.
Great.
I'm excited about that one because now I only coach on Wednesdays so that I'm not tied to the computer, because I meet everybody on Zoom. And I really like the fact that I'm just back to back. And I'm sitting here, I look dressed from the waist up, but I'm sitting here in sweatpants and a ponytail. And I
Right.
like working like that.
Yeah. So that's fantastic, Pam. What you're telling us is great information here. So you've got your one-to-one coaching, which you do on a Wednesday. So you have all your clients on a Wednesday. But other than that, you've got an automated funnel essentially set up where you've got a free workshop. So you go out and you advertise. I mean, this is as old as the hills marketing strategy. It is, and it works, And I think what happens is people are constantly looking for the next magic thing that's going to work. And actually, if they just follow traditional, old as the hills marketing methods, then it's going to work as long as the intentions behind it are solid, as long as you're really going out there to add value and to help people transform their lives or whatever it is you're doing with your business. So you do a free workshop, which you go out, you obviously advertise that on your Facebook, which I'll just ask you how you go out and advertise that in a sec. And then people come through, they watch the free workshop, and at the end of the free workshop, you have a place they can then go to upgrade, if you like, and to take that training further and either go on and do more training or join you for coaching. Is that roughly correct?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. And that I think it's just starting to really move and produce itself well because I got clear on what it was I was doing.
Yep, absolutely. I'm just looking for I've got somebody, StreamYard app, the app I'm using, which is great, actually. It's super good. But unless people tell StreamYard that they are commenters, then I can never see people's names. So I've got somebody commenting right now and I want to go and see. It's Lauren. Awesome. Hiya, Lauren. Great.
Is that Lauren?
Lauren Clement, Lauren.
Yes. Yeah. Hey.
She's saying that it's a great idea to schedule coaching calls 1 to 2 days of the week and automate your funnel. It's common sense, and it works. And it's true, that kind of chunking of your time, if you like. Otherwise, that whole focus, I always talk about focus, and the difficulty with focus is moving from one thing to another. So if you're a writer, which you are, Pam, being able to write and then go to a coaching call and then come back to writing and then go to a coaching call, that's obviously going to be really tough, isn't it?
Yeah. I stack my writing on Mondays and Tuesdays. All day Monday and then half a day on Tuesday. And then Tuesday afternoons is marketing. Wednesday is clients. Thursdays then sometimes is editing some of those things that I'm working with the clients on. And then I'm a screenwriter. And so Thursday evenings, I meet with a critique group that they slaughter my writing for my films.
Brilliant.
Yes. That's and then fantastic. By Friday, I'm brain dead, and I usually run out of here at noon and go play with a friend. And then I am committed to not being in my business until 9:00 Monday morning. Because I used to try to do it all and I was exhausted. And I got to where I was just like going to throw my hands up and say, that's it, I'm done. I'm not going to, why do I think I can do this? And I realized I just needed to balance me better.
That's fantastic, Pam. And I'm going to just say right now that I am in a situation where I'm terrible at my time. I was listening to something the other day that said, pick an area in your business that you think just a 10% improvement would make like 100% difference, And I thought to myself, in everything I do, it would be my time management. Definitely. That's the area I've struggled with. But anyway, before we get into that, we will come back to that because that's a really important point. But let's just go back a couple of steps because I want to talk about your writing as well. Let's just talk about the free workshop. Where do you advertise your free workshop? How do you get people to come and join your free workshop?
I have been putting them on Facebook, and pretty much people are contacting me. And so I end up IMing them like crazy. I'm just about ready to put them on my personal Facebook because if you've been following what's been going on with my husband, oh my gosh, everyone has come out of the woodwork to wish him well. And so I'm going to use that to say, hey, does anybody know what I do online? Come over here and check out this other page. Mm-hmm. So other than that, I was trying to do like Twitter and Instagram. And I heard you when you said pick one, do it well. And so Facebook is the place that I'm doing it. I was exhausting myself with Instagram and Twitter and everything else. And now I have figured out that I can do the Facebook Lives and I can send them to those without any effort.
Yep.
And then my podcasts that I'm doing, those are really simple to bounce over to Instagram and to Twitter as well. So, but I didn't figure that out until we were going through the 100-day challenge where that's why you kept seeing me drop out of the group for a few days, because I was like, I have to figure this out. I have to how to make this work. And when I would do it, I was like, yes, I made it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good when people drop out of the group because it means they're too busy, you know, they're getting on with stuff. So that's a good thing. I mean, I say that I want engagement in the group, but it's also great that you're so busy that you can't be in groups engaging. I love that. So a little gem there. Just want to highlight that. It's something I've discovered recently myself as well, Pam, because I've really had the Instagram bee in my bonnet. I really want to kind of master Instagram. But I've been thinking, I love doing lives. I really love doing these lives, particularly interview lives. I'm going to do some solo lives as well, but I particularly love the interview lives. And I can go live on my Facebook group and my Facebook page at the same time. Mm-hmm. Very difficult to go live on Instagram at the same time because
I saw you trying that.
Yeah, exactly. Lauren, we tried it. And it's good for a bit of a laugh, but for a proper sort of style interview, it's very challenging because then you've got to get the other person to also jump on Instagram at the same time, and then you get feedback issues with sound, and you know, you got your phone sitting to the side, and it all becomes very complex. So what I realized as well for myself, which I just love this dialogue we're having, and I hope this really helps people that are listening, but I realized that what I really want to do is grow my Facebook group. You know, more than anything else that I want to do right now, I want to grow that group. That's what I've kind of gone round in a big circle and come back to. The first thing I want to do is grow my group. So from my point of view as well, I'm going to be focusing really a lot on the group, you know, really on what content am I putting in the group? How do I increase engagement in the group? What more lives do I need to do in the group? I can then take that and use some of that stuff on my page, use some of that stuff in Instagram, so you can take what you do in one area. That's what I meant by focus, just what you're doing now. You really focus in on that one area, but there's nothing to stop you then taking what you've done in that one area and just distributing it around so that you're kind of, you know, dotted about other places as well. But
right.
Your main... So I love the fact that you've gone for it and said, right, Facebook is my thing, but I can just, you know, go and share that as well as a podcast or, you know, as something on Instagram or whatever. But I'm not focusing on those yet. I'll get to those later. I'll start with
growing Facebook. One of the things that is really helping what's going on is that I do the Facebooks, and then someone will privately IM me with a problem. And I can walk through counseling them with that. And then that becomes a blog. It's on anything that you look on my website that's called Define Yourself. Those are things women brought to me that I was able to counsel them. And I can go back through the IMs and go, oh, that was good. I should write that down. And then that is currently I'm in the middle of compiling these things together for my book.
Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that.
So that will then be a place where someone can get a hold of the book. And then there's a workbook that goes with it so that it's not just, you know, how do I become courageous? How do you define trust? And so it goes through talking about that. And then there's 5. I always like the how-to thing. I want a takeaway. Every time somebody talks to me, I want some kind of takeaway. 5 things you can do today to build trust, or 5 things you can do today to be more courageous. And then questions, 5 questions to ask yourself. Where am I in this process? That kind of thing. So that can be the book and then dovetail with the workbook together. And beautiful. I was doing really well. And as you know, this thing with my husband just kind of took me out of the momentum for about 3 months.
Yeah.
But I'm back on track.
Yep. He's recovering. He's a strong lad, and you're back on track. So what I love about that, Pam, is again, this is a little golden gem of information for anybody watching this. What Pam is doing is she is going on to Facebook. She's doing a Facebook Live. From the Facebook Live, we're now getting questions from people who are watching that, either from the comments or personal questions. Pam then takes those questions, which are absolutely golden because they're directly from the customer. They're directly from the target market. Those questions can then get turned into blog posts, which can then get turned into workbooks, which people will sign up for with their email or whatever, or even pay for, which will then turn into books. So you're taking one, core piece of content and turning it into multiple other areas that you're going to be able to go and monetize. And not only that, but that one question as well could become another live. So that one question could become a whole nother episode that you do on a live. And that then incites more questions, which becomes more workbooks and more. It's perfect. It's absolutely gold. As Lauren just said, repurposing client questions into blogs and workbooks, absolutely golden. And it's going to work, Pam, because it's directly from the horse's mouth. It's directly what people are asking you. So that's what they're looking for the answers for. Right.
And a lot of this didn't become clear to me until the 100-day challenge, again, that you did, that said I had to define my one person that I was speaking to, because I was trying to be too many things to too many people. And I decided that, okay, my audience is this person. And that's who I'm gearing those to. And those are the people that are starting to ask questions and are starting to, want to come and see what it is. And I'm getting questions like, I had one young gal that I was really excited about. She said, I didn't know you were this good at this. This is exactly what I'm going to have to start following, is to see what you're doing. And then she, when my husband got sick, she actually drove here and brought me a juicer to help him.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that exciting?
Amazing?
Yeah. I was so impressed with that. So I know I'm hitting my target market, is what I was saying.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, Pam, I love your journey. It's so good. So, okay. So that's how you are advertising your workshop. So now let's just head to your writing. So you've already written some books and published some books on teenagers, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
So what are you working on at the moment for Dare to Be a Badass then?
The chapter books in it. Today I was working on, let me see, it's sitting beside me here. I am working on. It's a full book that's got all kinds of topics on it, the online topics. As well as I'm taking those, as well as just things I hear women that are talking about. So dreaming, what's stopping you, how to get started, what words follow I am what? Because a lot of women will say, oh, I'm just a mom. And I'm like, oh, no, don't say it like that. And I have that list that I've created, and those are the topics that I've been working on.
So that's going to be, is it going to be called Dare to Be a Badass? Is that the book?
Yes.
So it's going to be like your signature book for your brand.
Yes. Dare to Be a Badass. And then the tagline is find your voice, find your power, find your purpose. Fantastic. And I had a girlfriend earlier today say to me, she said, you need to make your tagline, unleash your power as a woman.
Yeah, bit Tony Robbins-y.
Yeah.
Unleash the power within, isn't it?
But she had just looked at my Dare to Be a Badass. I mean, my Between a Rock and a Teenager, and it says the tagline on that one is unleash your teen's potential.
Oh,
and I like that. She had seen that, and she said, do the same thing with badass. And it's funny because I took a lot of controversy because in the conservative Christian world over the title. And the new client that I got yesterday, because I thought, Dare to Be a Badass is going to keep me out of some very conservative focus. But the people who are criticizing me are 50 plus years old. And I was able to say to one of them, you are not my target audience. I'm sorry. I love you, but you're not my target audience. And the people that are coming to me they are my target audience. And the client I picked up yesterday said to me, I was recommended to come to you through a woman at my church that you've already helped. And she said, she warned me about the title of your website. And she said, actually, when I got on it, I decided you were just the woman for the job because it looks like you don't take any guff.
Oh, see, and
I thought, okay, I win.
Yeah, that is the beauty of knowing exactly who your target market is, because this is so important. We cannot please all of the people all of the time. And you are going to put people off, I mean, with my brand, a lot of what I talk about is grabbing life by the balls. That is not a nice terminology. It's just not great. But at the same time, people who don't like it probably aren't the people that I want to be talking to. Do you know what I mean? Because the people that do will know what that means. That's like, it's about grabbing life. It's about, exploring the world. It's about adventure, blah, blah, blah. So that is really important what you said there, Pam. When you know who your target market is, you're suddenly not afraid to use language that actually might put other people off. And better if it does, because that means the only people that come to you are going to be the people that truly resonate with your message. So I love that. That's awesome. Exactly. So when are you hoping to publish your book? Do you have a date, a deadline in mind?
I do. I would like to see the 4th of July, but I know that's a really aggressive deadline. I know that from the other books that I've done, that once I turn it over to the designer, that we can go back and forth for a month or two, although he knows me really well at this point, and I usually send him a product that he doesn't have to do a great deal of work on. He knows what I want. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe by the end of summer it'll be done, but I'm going to try really hard to get it done before that.
Well, I can't wait till it comes out. I shall certainly be reading it and telling everybody I know about it. So I'm looking forward to that, especially as a mother of a teen. I can't, I'm that whole teen thing really does attract. I am 100% your target market. I love daring to be a badass, and any help I can get with a teenager is great. So I'm just going back to a couple of questions here in the comments. We were talking a bit about productivity. So we're really sort of coming to the end of time now, because I don't like these to go on too long, because I know time is an issue for lots of people. But I do just want to get back to your productivity tips, Pam, before we go, because the way you structured your week is just phenomenal. For somebody like me who's all over the place, that's so great to hear how you do that. But yeah, this is a great question. Lauren was asking, what if you have scheduled something in to do, but you just can't, you're not in the zone? Like, for instance, let's say you said you do writing on a Monday and a Tuesday morning. What if you sit down on a Monday and you think, I just don't feel creative today. I'm not in the writing mode. Do you force yourself into it, or how do you deal with that?
Well, first of all, with writing, for me, I've been writing for many, many years. I've written newspaper articles on deadline all the time, and I'm known as the go-to girl. Some online magazine that needs an article because some other writer, bailed out, I can produce. And I learned that creative talent generally needs to be disciplined. And so I've been doing this for so long that I can sit down, I can put my hands on the keyboard and get moving on whatever it is. Now, remember, I write a lot of nonfiction and inspiration. So I'm not writing fiction. My fiction writing and screenwriting is a whole lot harder. I do need that creative talent. But honestly, if I have a day where I just, like, why am I doing this? Why do I think I can even write? That kind of thing. I usually hit the workout a little bit harder, and I will go get my mocha up the street and go out in the garden, do something like that. But I know I'm headed back to my office here, my little cave, and I'm going to write. And sometimes I have to take my laptop and go in another room, or maybe I'll go to the coffee shop, just so that there isn't distractions around here. I mean, before you and I came on, I had to holler down the hallway, don't turn that dryer on, because you can hear it through my office, the office wall. Yeah. So I think just knowing this is my writing time, about 75-80% of the time I can just produce. And then on the days that I can't, I mean, there are totally days that I'm done. And I just get out of here. I stay away from my office. I leave my phone here in the office because my business runs off of my phone as well. Yeah. And I just take a break.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I do. Sometimes if there's a day where I just can't get it together, I'll do the whole discipline thing. I'll really go for it. And if it just is not coming together, I'll just say, well, that's it. Day over. Let's put it
Yes.
down to experience. Maybe come back to it later or tomorrow, whatever. But that's the joy of running a business from home, is that you do have a little bit more flexibility. You know, you can just kind of say, I'm done. My brain is not working anymore.
That's right. And sometimes I have like a slug morning where I just cannot get moving. But like you and I talked before, I'm a night owl. You know, I will be amped after talking to you, and I will probably majorly produce till midnight.
Oh my God. No, I'm the other way around. I'm a 5 a.m. through till about 2 p.m, and then I'm sort of done, really. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
Try and get me at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh God, no, it's too late. I'm too tired.
I have a humongous, 6,000 square foot memorial garden out behind the back here.
Wow.
We live on 10 acres here in the woods.
Wow.
And when it's a nice day, very hard for me to come in here and write. But the nice part about owning the business is that unless I'm on deadline and I'm late, I go spend it outside there. I'll work in the garden, and then I'll come in here as soon as it gets dark. Yeah. And I'll work till midnight. 12:30, 1 o'clock is about the time my brain starts to go bonkers, and I can't produce after that. But till midnight, you know, I'm good.
So I think to summarize that, it's really discipline. You know, I think, guys, if you find that more often than not you can't do what you think you want to do at the times, then it's about discipline and getting your head down. If it's a once off every now and again, it's just that you're feeling not creative, and go and take a break and do something else. But there's a lot of discipline involved, I think, especially when working from home, working on your own. You know, there's a lot of times when we could just decide that we're just not in the mood or whatever. And I think sometimes you just have to put on some music, grab yourself a cuppa, you know, whatever you need to kind of get yourself going and actually just get your head down and make it happen. So Pam, I'd love to finish off with some words of inspiration from you. Your target market are women who maybe feel that they don't have the confidence or the courage to get out there and build their business, which would give them more time freedom and more time to spend with their teenagers. And it's such an incredibly important time of life for your teenagers to be able to have their mum around, you know, at home.
Yes, absolutely.
Such a great opportunity. So what's some inspirational words of wisdom that you can say to anybody watching or listening now who would love to start their own home-based business and spend a bit more time with their kids?
I feel like that as parents, nobody's going to be as invested in our kids as we are. They're not going to love them through the bumpy stages of being teens in particular, like we will. We will last out when everybody else is like done. And that takes quality time. You know, everybody says it's quality, not quantity, but I believe you have to have quantity to get quality with your teens, because there's a lot of times when it's just plain not good times. You are having to be the disciplinarian. Also, I know that there is so many opportunities today. If nothing else, COVID should teach us that we can do a lot of things from home that we didn't think we could before. There's so many opportunities that I think we should just grab it, do the math. When you have an 8 to 5 job, you've got an hour getting ready, an hour getting to it, an hour coming home, an hour with guilt meals. You're spending more money than you're actually making than you could do right here at home. And, you know, short of brain surgery, mostly everything can be done right here from home. And in the end, I know that we're not going to be the kind of people that want to have bazillions of dollars and say, you know, well, I'm glad I'm going to the grave and passing on $1 million, which would be nice. But more likely what I want, and I know a lot of women want, is for their children to rise up and call them blessed and say, hey, my mom was there. My dad was involved. And in my mind, that far outweighs the 6, 7, 8, 9-figure income. So my children are grown now, and we still vacation together. They are cheering in the background of everything that we're doing. While my husband was sick, there were times I just had to tap out I was exhausted, and they were right here to stand in the gap. And that comes from building a quality relationship through their lives. And I believe that it's, I was able to do that because I had a lot of time with them, because I've always worked from home since they were, toddlers. Prior to that, I worked away from home. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. You'd be surprised what you can do. The women that I've talked to, you need to get on the featured women part of Dare to Be a Badass, because those are women that are doing it. Some are clients, some are just people I've met that I wanted to tell their story. And they talk about how they took a dog walker who paid off her mortgage by walking dogs. She wanted to get fit and she wanted to earn some income. She combined the two together.
Perfect.
And it worked. It worked. So I believe we all can. We are strong warrior women, and a lot of us have gone to sleep, and it's time to wake up and decide that this is your world, and it's time to grab it by the tail. Enjoy it.
Love it. That's great, Pam. Thank you so much for coming on today. I will obviously link to Dare to Be a Badass wherever this video or audio is being watched or consumed. Check out Pam's site, check out Pam's Facebook page, go and become part of the Dare to Be a Badass community, and get your business off the ground. Make it happen, as I like to say.
There we go. Thank you so much for doing all this. I appreciate the time that I spent with you. I've been following you since your first video on your couch.
Oh my God, that was like 10 years ago. That was my consistent focused action video. Wow, that was a long time ago.
I couldn't retire the school until 2015, and then I took care of a family member until they passed away in late 2016, and that's when I started Dare to Be a Badass. Well, it wasn't originally called that. It was originally called The Modern Woman's Life.
Oh, Dare to Be a Badass is so much better.
Well, yes, I agree that the Modern Woman's Life had a scope of people I was speaking to that was huge. And that's why I wasn't doing well with it. When I finally figured out that target market, that's when the name changed.
So it's really important. It's a great tip. That's a great tip to leave on. Stay there, Pam, because when I end the broadcast, you don't leave the studio. We can have a quick chat before you go. But thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you so much to everybody who watched and listened. Hope you got some absolute gems from this. As I said, I'll be putting links to Dare to Be a Badass everywhere, so you can go and check Pam out and get to know her a little bit more yourself. So have an amazing day, whatever you're doing. And thanks again, Pam. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. To join in the conversation, please head over to yourlifestylebusiness.com, where you can find links to podcasts, show notes, and sign up to download my free ebook, How to Build a Business You Can Run from Anywhere in the World. Also, make sure you come and join our Facebook community. Just search for Your Lifestyle Business on Facebook, and you'll soon be sharing ideas with like-minded entrepreneurs all on the same journey. Lastly, if you have a moment, please subscribe and quickly rate this podcast on iTunes. It takes 1/10 of a second to hit the little stars, and your rating will ensure it gets out to more people and impacts as many as possible with the message, make it happen. Thank you so much. See you next time.